Hey everybody, it's John Hope Bryant. Pop up Wednesday night. I'm in Washington, D.C. For a speech tomorrow morning for FEMA. It's our emergency management organization for the country. You hear my voice being a little raspy. It's because I've been on travel around the world. I was in Norway and London last week, and then domestically a few places, and then I just wore myself out. So excuse me if I'm a little raspy. So John Hope Bryant, founder, chairman, CEO of Operation Hope, America's first nonprofit financial services network for the poor, the underserved, the struggling class, the teetering class, folks with too much money at the end of their money, author of several books. Hey, Karen Allen signing on. Hey, you guys signing on. How the Poor Can Save Capitalism, Love Leadership. Hey, Dave Cameron. A.R. Harris Logistics. How are you, sir? I'm back. I'm doing well. I'm back at it. Hey, JL, I got my bracelets. JL, thank you very much. I'm wearing it, as you can see. It's one of our Hope Business in the Box success stories. John Hope for 2020. Who said that? Sergio Ward. John Hope Brown for 2020 is very nice of you. So I'm going to deal with wealth tonight. Alicia Charles, hello. I'm going to deal with the topic of wealth tonight, the one-word series. And send you off to bed with something positive on your mind. So let's jump into this. I'm going to read to you, actually, I'm giving you a little special treat. I'm going to read to you just a very small section from my book, the MEMO. JL, yes, I'm wearing your bracelet. Hello from H-Town, Dwayne Lewis, Mary Neely, hello. Bon Ghani, hello. If you want topics, want me to cover topics, by the way, in this series, you can put that in the notes here. I do look at all the comments. It's not my staff doing the comments, it's me. Hey, Devon Miller. Hey, Henry Jackson. Joseph. Looking forward to the memo. Straughter, thank you. Jerisha Hawk. Hey, Jerisha, you're a fantastic human being. You're doing incredible work in Detroit and a role model for young girls there. And I'm proud of you. Go to bed, Ingrid Alexander says, go to bed, John. Okay, I will soon. I get to get up early and go give a speech in Maryland, so I will be going to bed soon. You can hear my voice. I need to go to bed. The book, The Memo, will be out in September, and I'm going to give you a little bit of teaser on the memo. I'm going to read to you a little bit of a section of the memo that deals with this topic of wealth, and it's important that we understand what wealth is and what it is not. And what it is not is having to do with money. Do you hear me? Wealth has nothing to do with money. Jerisha Hawk puts a topic down that she wants me to cover: how to move from 5 to 6 figure income, 6 to 7 figures a year, how to make your money mindset. I can do that, Jerisha. I'll add that into my list of topics that I'll cover. Come on in. Come on in. My food's showing up here at my spot. So come on in. I'm doing a video, but come on in. So let me deal with this topic real quickly. True wealth. I'm just going to read you this little section from my book, the memo, and then I'll unpack it a little bit, and we'll have a little bit of a conversation if that's cool with you. Okay, here it goes. True wealth, like true poverty, has nothing to do with money. True wealth is illustrated in the figure that I put on the internet, the Hope Doctrine on poverty. It also has a right side of it that deals with the Hope Doctrine on wealth. So download that from the internet, put it up, print it out, and put it up on your wall. The Hope Doctrine on poverty, which also deals with the Hope Doctrine on wealth. Download it; it's free. And put it up on the internet. Sergio Ward, how do you order your new book on Amazon? Yes, you can order it on Amazon, all the various online booksellers on a pre-order. It's out in September. Let me read this to you. Thanks for your help, young lady. In short, here's what the wealthy have. They have high self-esteem and a high level of self-confidence. They wake up in the morning believing that they can. Now, as I read this, I want you to determine whether this is something that you can do, right? Whether this is something that you have the capacity yourself to do, all right? They have a high self-esteem and high level of confidence, self-confidence. They wake up in the morning believing that they can. They have positive role models and are raised in an empowering environment. Are you doing this for your children? Are you doing this for yourself? They have hope and are optimistic about life. They see opportunity everywhere. How we choose to be wealthy or not. The ability to see opportunity everywhere is a key factor separating those in the invisible class. So in my new book, the memo, I talk about a new class, the invisible class, not a Najee Ali, each one teach one, bravo. But congratulations, Najee, on you and your wife and your daughter's recent accomplishment. The invisible class is not black or white or racial in any way. It's a group of people in the world who are just not seen by power, by money, by prestige in the world, that don't have a voice. They don't feel they have a voice, and in some cases they do not have a voice. So I'm carving out a new class. Thank you very much. Thank you. A new class of folks who I'm going to target and to empower and make them visible. But right now they feel invisible. So that's what I'm dealing with this in the book. The ability to see opportunity everywhere is a key factor separating those in the invisible class who can build financial success and economic wealth from those who end up truly poor in aspiration. Let me explain. I started the book, the memo, talking about a video I recorded entitled Modern Slavery. I did it on after coming off Roland Martin's show. In the video, I paint a picture of a modern poor community, one where I see a check casher next to a payday loan lender, next to a rent-to-own store, next to a liquor store, etc., etc., etc. Do you know that in your neighborhood? Don't you see that in your neighborhood? I explain how people in the invisible class are being robbed in broad daylight. This is very important. But almost no one does anything about it. They see these things as normal and do nothing to expel these businesses from their communities, while railing against other forms of perceived oppression, such as police brutality and the loss of blue-collar jobs. Meanwhile, those who are wealthy in their thinking drive through those same communities, and they see in rundown homes an opportunity to buy, rehabilitate, upgrade, and rent them to working residents. Are you listening to me? Are you getting the memo? Good morning, Monel Farr. Cedric says I just said something, Doc. Think about the Korean family who has established a hair care store selling hair weaves exclusively to African American women. This same example is this example is particularly jaw-dropping to me. That they've built a business selling hair weaves exclusively to black women in a majority black neighborhood. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the Korean family doing this, except that black residents of the same community should have done it first. Hello. Can I get an amen? All right. We should have done it first. Simply put, black folks should have seen the opportunity to create a successful business that serves their community first. Instead, because of their poverty mindset, they have been locked out of their own marketplace. Now think about that. That's deep. You've been locked out of your own marketplace, out of your own community, selling a product that you are, Mary Neely says, amen, you are buying in mass, but now somebody else is selling you, somebody from outside your neighborhood, Tabitha says exactly, is selling you your own product. And we think that's normal. Or our response to that is not a response, it's a reaction. We get angry at the Korean for coming in and selling the product that we want to buy because we haven't figured out how to do it ourselves. Henry Jackson says, teach. No, don't get angry at the Korean. Applaud the Korean. They did a brilliant job. They saw something we didn't see, figured it out, and did it, and we didn't. Shame on us, and bravo to them. Marcus Brown says so true. When you have a poor outlook on life, and I've said at Operation Hope, there's a difference between being broke and being poor. Being broke is economic, but being poor is a disabling frame of mind, a depressed condition of your spirit, but you must vow never, ever, ever to be poor again. Somebody else said here. Sylvia says, I have a friend who opened up a hair and beauty store, but black people didn't buy, so each ended up closing her store. With all due respect, that's just bad marketing. It's bad business. If I open up a hair care, look, I could open up a hair care store in the black community. I could open up a barbecue store. There's certain businesses that just will work, right? If you know how to run a business properly, you market it well, you need to tell your friend to come to Operation Hope. Don't blame that on black people not supporting black people. That's just not true. It's not about black people supporting black people. It's about black people supporting a good business. It's about good people supporting a good business. If you are running a good business, people will support it. Nobody really knows that Koreans own a lot of these stores. In many cases, the owners stay out of sight, and they have black people up front running the business as salespeople. So that doesn't compute, right? So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying your friend is blaming the wrong target for her failure. I've often found that most times when I fail, it's me. Okay, back to the story. When you have a poor outlook on life, or what I call a poverty mindset, you miss seeing the opportunities in front of you. You miss getting the memo. Now, I could go, I'm going to read this one last part. Take any number of business establishments that set up shop in poor and underserved communities. They're not sneaking into the communities in the dead of night. They're not stealing from someone and setting up illegal enterprises. They're not hoodwinking anyone. They simply got the memo. They saw the opportunity. They believed in themselves and in their entrepreneurial abilities, and they took action. They invested time, energy, and resources, believing they could get a return on investment. Hello, okay? Take those who walk right into your neighborhood and buy centrally located real estate for pennies on the dollar, transforming the neighborhood in time from a poor community to a gentrified, upwardly mobile, economically vibrant, new age, middle class enclave. These are people who got the memo. Don't hate. Those who do this are worthy of commendation. Remember, the best revenge is living well. So I've said in the video I did this past weekend on the difference between thriving and surviving. If you haven't seen that video, you need to go watch it. It's one of my better ones. And it deals with a central thesis of the memo, which is your mentality. That poverty has a lot to do with your mindset, with how you think, how you process your emotions. Remember that to react is emotional, to respond is intellectual. Whenever you react to anything, whenever you make a decision that's emotional, I guarantee you it's going to be the bad decision. I guarantee whatever you do emotionally is going to be the wrong decision. Never make a decision emotionally. You gotta get smart and not get angry. That's why I keep telling you to don't be angry. Don't get angry. That you can't be black for a living. Okay, you can't be angry for a living. You gotta be thoughtful, intelligent. You gotta be very precise. You got to perfect your game. You got to market your business well, market yourself well. You are a brand, even if you're working for someone else as an employee. You are a brand. And so what I dealt with this weekend in this video, on I think it was Sunday I did the video, but you can watch it. It's highlighted on my page. Poverty is a mindset. Brian Hope. Your mind controls the outcome of your whole life. Exactly. Sylvia says, amen. So in that video, I talked about the difference between a surviving mentality and a thriving mentality. Now, what do I mean by that? Again, I'm not going to go back over that video, but it locks very well into this. If you have grown up in the hood for your whole life, if you grew up in a poverty-stricken neighborhood, if everybody around you has got a negative outlook on their life, if you have generations that have just been getting by, and all that emerged and came out of, let's just say, slavery, an example of African Americans, then you have, by necessity, understandably, JL says, I'm not a victim because I refuse to be a victim. Exactly. JL, you are a victor, not a victim. By the way, thank you for doing the Civil Rights Ambassadors program. But if you're coming from that a poverty mindset. I absolutely understand you have basically PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And so you got a survivor's mentality, and your whole mindset's about getting by. And your mindset tells you, by the way, that you are going to be victimized. Your mindset tells you that, for instance, white people are the devil or they are racist. That's the presumption that you're going to have in your mindset. Your mindset tells you that all police officers are going to want to take you down, or somehow they're preying on you. That's going to be your mindset. And by the way, now you have bias confirmation. So whatever you believe is going to be confirmed. Bias confirmation. Whatever you're looking for, you're going to find. If you're looking for good white people, you'll find good white people. You're looking for good black people, you'll find good black people. You're looking for entrepreneurial opportunity, that's what you're going to find. If you think that all your neighborhood is filled with crooks and criminals, you're going to find that. If you think that all men are bad, ladies, you're going to find that. Guys, you think that all women are out to get you, out to get your money, then that's what you will find in the women that you meet. Bias confirmation. You will find the bias that you are leaning toward. So when you have a mentality that is that of surviving, you are in trauma all the time. And the glass is, oh, you guys like that? Okay, good. You guys got that. So the glass is half empty, not half full. You got that? The glass is half empty. It's not half full. It's the same glass. Is the glass half full or is it half empty? It depends who's looking at the glass. A thriving mentality is what I was just describing about a wealth mindset. A thriving mentality says this. I'm going to give you the whole doctrine on wealth right now. Wealth is high self-esteem and high confidence. It's good role models in an enabling environment. It's people who are filled with hope, and as a result of that, they see opportunity everywhere. So they drive through your neighborhood and they see, as I read to you, a burned down, tore up building, and they see a place to buy for nothing, rehab, rent to somebody who's living in the neighborhood, who's got a job, and earning an income on it and building wealth over time. And that, before you know it, that person, that family owns 5 or 10 properties in your neighborhood. Now, we can't get upset with the person who comes in our neighborhood and sees value that we don't see. Joseph Straughter, a thriving mentality, exactly. We cannot get upset with people who come in our neighborhood and see opportunity. It doesn't matter, just drink. Harris, that was probably a part of another thread. I'm not missing out on what that was about. Thinking outside the box, Sherelle, exactly. So you can't get upset with folks who come in your neighborhood and buy properties that we didn't want, that we didn't pay any attention to, or a business opportunity that we didn't see, and come in there and run that business or build that house in a way that we didn't, and all of a sudden they're successful and we get mad at them. No. That don't work that way. You know, it's like people say, oh, I hate rich people. No, you don't. You hate rich people till you get rich, okay? So we have got to change our perception, exactly, Tabitha. Change our perception and change our mind. And we have to change it from our approach to life from a glass half empty to a glass half full. Opportunity comes who comes to create it. That's Joseph, exactly. Jake got it, true. Okay, so the glass is never empty, even if it looks empty. Jay Harmon, exactly. So I really need you to change your mindset. Ambassador Andrew Young said to live in a system of free enterprise and not to understand the rules of free enterprise must be the very definition of slavery. I'm going to repeat that. To live in a system of free enterprise and not to understand the rules of free enterprise must be the very definition of slavery. What did Malcolm X say? We've been bamboozled, we've been tricked, we've been fooled. And so this is what I'm trying to get you to understand, is that the 20th century and the 19th century and the 17th century, years of oppression, really, certainly if you're black, years and decades and centuries even of oppression. And if you're Latino and white, or even women were oppressed, right? I understand that is where we came from, and so we had a civil rights mentality, we had a social justice mentality, we had to defend ourselves, we were being victimized. I got that, but now you're in the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen. The rules have changed. This is about prosperity. This is about doing well. This is about being relevant to the agenda. This is about gaining skills and putting them to work. This is about a thriving mentality. So you want to help your neighborhood? Get a job and create a job. You want to help your neighborhood? Become a philanthropist and help the local Boys and Girls Club, or the local Girls Scout Club, or create a nonprofit and mentor young people. You want to help your neighborhood? Mentor some young person. You want to help your neighborhood? Volunteer at the local school. You want to help your neighborhood? Buy a rundown piece of property, get with your girlfriends on one weekend a month, go to Home Depot or Lowe's and go buy some supplies and rebuild that place yourself. You can probably buy some shacks in many of these states in the South. You can buy these homes for $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 with like almost nothing down. The owners of these properties will probably give them to you for nothing down, or at the very least, very little down. Pool your money with a few friends that you trust. Write down your business arrangement. Do not do this, hey, we good, we cool, we brother. No. That will go bad. That will go sideways. Never mix money and family, money and friendship. So get people you trust. They may be your friends, but also you know they've got a business mentality, right? And then come together on a business deal, not on a personal tip. Write down your business terms. Who's going to put the money up? Everybody puts in $100, or everybody puts in $500 over time or whatever. And then what does everybody get back? What is their return on that money? How do you buy people out, right? If somebody wants to get out of the deal, how do the rest of the people in the deal buy them out? You got to write all that stuff down. Get all that stuff defined up front so there's no misunderstanding, so you don't end up having a fallout with friends because the business didn't work out. Don't expect your friends to be social justice leaders. They are capitalists just like you. They want a return on their money just like you, so treat it like it's a business, all right? So go into it because you love your neighborhood, you love your community, you love yourself, and you trust each other, but you need to be in it because it makes good business sense. Write it down, write it down, write it down, and live by that contract. Can you do that? And when you do that, go buy that $5,000 or $10,000 shack in your neighborhood, put up $1,000 or $2,000, share it with a few friends so it doesn't hurt you, then write out a plan of what it's going to take to rehab that property, get a general contractor, somebody to help you, don't do it yourself, and then once you figure out what the supplies you need to rehab that property is, go down to Home Depot or Lowe's, wherever, buy those supplies little by little, and then make it a project. 1 weekend out of the month, you and your girlfriends, or you and your brothers, you and your guy friends go down, and you guys go and rebuild that property. And when you're finished with it, you rent it out and earn an income on the rental income. Now, don't rent it to your cousin Boo-Boo, because cousin Boo-Boo is not going to pay you. Cousin Boo-Boo don't have a job. Cousin Boo-Boo's credit report is 450. All right, cousin Boo-Boo is just going to make your life miserable by giving you every explanation of why he can't pay rent this month. So, and don't loan it to, don't rent it to your sister, no matter how nice she is, or your mother that you're trying to impress, because they will at some point say, baby, I'll take care of you next month. No. My mortgage is due every month, okay? My light bill's due every month. I need my rent every month. I love you, but you got to pay your bills. You need to make sure you're making a proper decision. This is what wealth is here. Make a proper decision on a good tenant. You got to do your research really well on tenant selection. And when pull their credit report, all I got meet with them, and it doesn't mean somebody has to have a perfect credit. Many times he will make mistakes, right? But you just need to make sure the person's responsible and has integrity, right? Like you. And would you pay your rent? All right. If you would, then you want somebody just like you. And if you wouldn't pay your rent, then you probably shouldn't buy the property, because you will fail anyway, because you're not going to pay any of your other bills. All right. So I hope I've given you a window into some wealth strategies. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be sophisticated. It is a mentality shift first and foremost. And then the rest will follow. You can do fractional share investments. Get a club together. Get a group of your girlfriends, ladies, and put together a fractional investment club. A 700 credit score communities club. We're going to be doing that on my channel here within the next month or two. We're going to be doing these civil rights clubs, by the way. I want to thank Jamie Nelson for helping me with that. So that's coming up. So you'll be able to be getting really engaged on my page. By the way, do me a favor. 30 million viewers on this page. So thank you in the last 14 months. Give yourself some love for that. Some of you have been with me from the very beginning, so thank you. And there's like 275,000 likes on the page. Let's get the page over 300,000 likes and follows, and let's get the viewership up. Tell your friends to follow this page. This is about making smart sexy. And I want you to also follow Operation Hope, and find a location near you for Operation Hope that you can go and sit down with some of my counselors and walk through your business strategies with them. But anyway, put together some civil rights clubs that's coming to this page. Put together some 700 credit score communities clubs that's coming to this page. Put together some fractional investment clubs. Do that on your own, but for a few bucks a pay period, you can you and your friends can start investing in stocks. You don't have to have big money. You can start it for $10 a week if you like, $10 every 2 weeks if you like, $25 a month. You can start somewhere and build from there. And then I've already broken down how to buy that shack in your neighborhood and turn it into a Taj Mahal. Turn that shack into a hedge fund against poverty. I want you to get the memo, people. We have got to get the memo. The memo is all the stuff the world never taught you about how success and money and power work in this world. I'm going to break it down to you point by point in September when this book comes out. Let me take some questions here. I have to eat my my dinner that came in while we were recording. Civil Rights Ambassadors, J.L. Priester. Yeah, I want you to tell everybody, J.L., what your plans are for Civil Rights Ambassadors. Henry Jackson. Love you, brother. You have helped me renew my mind so much. I thank you. Thank you, Henry. That means a lot to me, brother. I appreciate it. It makes my raspy voice worthwhile. How do I order your book? Jake Fountain. Go to the memo on Facebook. There's a page there. Like the page. You can also go to Amazon.com and a bunch of other places online. Just type in John O'Brien, the memo, online, and you can pre-order the book. Duplicate success and repeat. Mr. Harris, exactly. Sylvia, we love you. I love you back. Thank you very much. Tabitha, landlord credit agencies out there that provide insurance on any tenant you agree to. Good suggestion, Tabitha. JL, I know we are not victims because we refuse to be victims. That's what I'm talking about. Again, I'm wearing that brown bracelet you see there is J.L. Priester's bracelet from our Hope Business in the Box program at Operation Hope, where we put young people in business. Sharon says integrity. Yolanda, oh my God, your voice. Yeah, Yolanda, I'm spent. But it's all good. It sounds like worse than it really is. I'm about to have dinner here in a minute. Let me see here. See there? Over there. I'm about to have dinner and some water, and I'll be good to go after that. So look, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. I hope that you you're getting renewed and getting your minds sharpened in a new way to live in a fear-based world, a new way to lead in a fear-based world. It's my book, Love Leadership. Integrity is so important. Sylvia says that exactly. Claudia, John, it was great to listen to you for a little. I hope you feel better. Good night there, brother. Love you there. Claudia, thank you very much. Love you back. Okay, I'm going to give my voice a break. I've got to give a speech in the morning. I've been in too many states and too many countries in a week. That's what my body's telling me. Slow my rear end down. Go sit down somewhere. And that's what I'm going to do. Love you much. I'm out.